Right, there we go. There we go. Done. How are you, mate? You okay?
I'm all right, thanks you.
Yeah, really good. I'm just at home chilling. It's a bit of a cooler day today, isn't it, than it was
I,
yesterday.
when it stopped raining before, I went down the canal for a little jaunt.
Did you? How did you
Yeah.
get on?
I just done part of that couch to 5K. We like 2.5 miles or something like that.
All right, okay. Well, it's good. It's good running down the canal, especially when it's just been raining because I see for me. I don't know if you're the same, but when it's really dry on the canal, your feet are like you can't grip the floor proper, can you?
Yeah,
Because
that's
it's
right.
because it's too dusty.
I've in the last 2 or 3 weeks, for example, even just walking down the canal, I've knackered 2 pairs of trainers because and it'll be for that reason.
Yeah. Now, speaking of trainers, I've just ordered a new pair. Me, they've just turned up literally before this video call. She literally just before I was going to ring you, she knocked on the door like. But I always stick by Asics. Me, I
I
like
like that
Asics.
six.
I mean, the color on them isn't good, but I wanted this specific brand. It was the GT Express,
Right,
Asics
yeah.
GT Express. I
Hmm.
had a black, I had a black and green pair, and they were really good. You get a lot of mileage out of them, but they kind of died a death a few weeks ago. So I've been using these old Carrimore that I had. I switched over to Carrimore, them Carrimore D30s.
They look like they'll add 2 stone to you there.
Do you know something? It's funny you should say that because like when you feel the weight difference,
Ah,
they're so much heavier than they are. But the other thing about these is as well, the reason I don't really like using them is because they're actually a trail shoe. So
yeah,
if you see, can you see the bottom? They've got
yeah,
them.
mm,
They've got like almost like studs,
yeah.
and when it rains outside, your feet are like slipping. You can't
I would
can't grip.
imagine. I would imagine it'll been all right the last few weeks when it's been dry.
Yeah, well, that's when I've been using them. I've just been
Ah,
using them because it's been dry. But
yeah.
if it is wet on the floor, they just don't grip.
Ah,
There's been a few times when I've been going around corners and just fell over, ended up on my backside, mate. People sat in cars like that.
I
And,
did.
yeah, yeah, exactly that, mate. So have you been to work today or?
I'm not working. I'm not meant to leave the house.
Oh yeah, we had this conversation the other day.
Ah.
You know me, mate. I've slept since then, so doesn't doesn't take long for me to forget things, pal.
No,
At all, at all.
I,
To be
I
honest,
can forget my own name, mate.
well, yeah. I struggle to do that with a name like Gino. Other people don't forget it. Let's put it that
Yeah.
way.
They changed the guidelines on that shielding that I'm supposed to be doing at the weekend, and says you can go out for an hour's exercise. And well, I've been doing that anyway because I was going to lose the plot stuck in the house.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah,
And so, but then the phoned us yesterday. I says, because there's a bit of a whether they've took some people off the shielding list and left some on. And I says, well, I don't even know if I'm still on it or not. So, and they says, no, you are. You'll be on it to at least the 30th of June.
right. Okay,
But
but I don't agree that staying in is the best thing to do at all.
you've got to the stage, you know. I know your train of thoughts, and you're probably thinking the same as me about it. It's probably worse for you mentally, and even for your immune system. It's worse. If you get out and get some vitamin D, sun, for example, or some fresh air in your lungs,
Yeah.
um, your immune system's better for it. And mine's, I've proved that, but you can't tell them.
Yeah, definitely, mate. And the other thing is as well, it's funny you should say that because do you know like washing your hands all the time, for example, more than you would normally.
Hmm.
I mean, yeah, it's a good thing to wash your hands when you need to wash them, but if you overdo it, washing your hands and cleaning your surfaces, then you're not getting any kind of bacteria entering your
Yeah.
system.
Your body
Or
needs some bacteria. That's why you get them probiotic yogurts and things like that, Gino. There's a bloke. I was friend of his family for years. He did know the bloke, and I reckon he was right when he used to say to me. He says, "My kids they were brought up on a farm, for example, around shite." And he
yeah,
used to
yeah,
say, "None of my kids have ever had a problem." and I reckon there's a lot of truth in it, to be honest.
Yeah, definitely. I think there is, yeah, because your body's you're not your metabolism. I just go into automatic fitness mode. Your immune system, it just doesn't. If it's not having anything to fight off, then it just thinks, oh, chilling out between two palm trees on an hammock, nothing to do. Bit like us at the moment.
Yeah, but I don't miss work, me, Gino. I hate it, to be honest. It's just a means to an end.
Yeah, the thing is, when you work for a company, like I said to you the other day, it just controls your life, doesn't it?
Yeah, I haven't got a problem with work and going out and earn some money and having that self-respect. I haven't got that bit, but I'm too bad-tempered, me, and I just end up losing my temper with people when there's, you'd have seen them at Electra years ago, like a little Baz, for example, when they start being arsey with you, and I've just got to tell them, because life's too short to be bothered with people like that.
Yeah.
There's a place near Electra, bizarrely, Contitech, where they did make and I went there. I was only there maybe a couple of months. It was awful, and there was this manager. Had a bloke I know had got us a job there, and I took this other person's job who this manager had promised him to, and he was right arse with us, and he had his girlfriend was on the quality system. And anyway, she started picking faults with all my stuff and whatever, but there was no wrong with it. And I just says to her, I says, look, go and bother somebody in a nice way. Go and bother us. Anyway, they had us in the office and this bloke's getting right arsey with us. I said, the best way we can work this out is, come on, you get out in the car park. We're going to get I just honestly, I don't care. Life's too short.
It is too short, mate. It is. You need to start your own thing going with your physiotherapy or your
massage. It's just I don't have much good luck, Gino, me. But before March come about, I was starting to get somewhere with it. I had not a load of clients. Don't get us wrong. I'm not going to sit here bragging or anything.
Yeah.
But I had maybe a few handfuls sort of thing. And I thought, if I push this, I'll make it work as a part-time business. Because, I mean, the going rate, if you travel to somebody's house, is 40 quid anyway. You only need 6 of them, and it's a very good part-time wage, isn't it?
Yeah, of course it is, yeah.
So I was getting somewhere with it. I was doing some free work with it. So on the basis I could push my business, going to like race events at Tatton Park, for example, or Aintree Racecourse. And I would just do a pre and post massage, brief, and then I would fly it with all my details on, and that I was getting somewhere. And it's annoyed us because I need to work for myself, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, of course, I get you, mate. I get you.
And then
but it's
on top.
Go on, mate.
Go on.
No, go on. It's okay.
And on top of that, I had to start back on the buses in. It was supposed to be the first week of April. Through in Warrington, and the hours were brilliant. I was finished for like 7, 7:30 every night. You had to do the odd Saturday, and you didn't do any Sundays. I mean, it was 12 quid an hour, and I thought that'll do me. And that's been knocked on the head now as well.
Yeah, so it's fell through.
But I put in for a law off the government, one of these bounce back, because I registered as self-employed back in January. And when I looked into it, you can get a bounce back loan for small businesses. And basically, if I get £3,000 off them that I've put in for, the interest over 6 years is £56 or something like that. It's that low.
Wow.
And what I'm going to do with that, if I get it, I'm going to, once everybody's allowed out and allowed to socialise and go to meetings and things like that, I'm going to pay for a few courses to add a few more strings to my bow so I can push the massage side of things.
Yeah, definitely. And that's the kind of thing you could take online as well. You could take that online. And market your business online as well.
Yeah.
And the way to do that is you could set like a website up and then just start writing blog posts.
Yeah.
About
that's what I need to do, Gino. that's a good idea with the blogs. I got a website designed and what have you to pay £20 a month for it, but it was a waste of time. It was through Yell.com, and as it come about, seemingly that Yell.com's the biggest waste. I didn't do any research or anything. It was my own fault. The biggest waste of time going for websites and things like that because they don't do anything for you afterwards. But I mean, I'm on Instagram and I've got a Facebook page, but I need to, once I can start massage again, I should get myself a couple of volunteers for a free massage, maybe yourself or whoever.
Yeah.
Get them in, and so they're getting a free massage for us, but I can video myself doing what I do to show people what I actually do, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Create what you call like video content with it. And then you can take that online in a number of different ways. You could take it on Instagram, even YouTube. You could even pump content out on YouTube, and it'll generate because you're providing value to people for nothing, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
So then when you're providing value to people for nothing, they know you. They're more likely to take you up on your services that you offer.
Yeah,
basically that's how it works. It's like
there's a young lad, he lives through in Liverpool, and I got in touch with him a while ago just because I found him on Instagram and had a look at what he was doing. Basically, he was in the same boat as me 12 months prior.
Okay.
So I thought I'll send him a message just seeing if there's any tips or anything to help us out, because I'm not treading on his toes because he's through in Liverpool, for example. And he got back to us and he says, whatever you do just do as much voluntary work or, work that you're not going to get paid for, but you can push your business. And he says, the main thing I'll tell you is don't expect it to be an instant fix because it won't be. Just, be patient with it. And I was patient with it, and I was starting to get somewhere with it. But this lad who I'm on about, he went to America with Tyson Fury for 3 weeks in February as his massage assistant. So there's opportunities there. Yeah,
well, that's it. You never know, do you? Yeah. You never know. You could put a video out there doing what you do, and somebody gets word of mouth, and you never know. You could end up following some celebrity around doing the massaging after events and stuff.
Yeah, there's. I was going up to Carlisle United to do a bit up there. I've watched them for 30 years, and I thought I wasn't doing much massaging, so I thought I'll go up there and get some experience on the job, sort of thing. And in the end, they were even paying for my travel up at one point. And I should have thought there was the couple of the players I really got on with, but there's one, he lived in near Manchester anyway. It wasn't only 20-minute drive away, and I should have done a couple of videos with him and advertised them up in the Carlisle area, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
People who were fitness but Carlisle United fans, but he's moved to Sheffield now, unfortunately. But that's what I need to do. It's all right putting the odd photo or anything like that on. I really need to be putting videos on of what I do and what I'm doing when I do it.
Yeah. Basically, what the way you generate that, mate, is when people think about how many people search the internet for problems they have in a day. So think about how many people might put a search into Google saying how to release a tight neck. Yeah. So then that's where you have video content or whatever. So when somebody types that into Google, there's a chance that your video might come up there. So they go, I'll check this lad out. I'll check his video, and then boom, there's your lead. Especially if they're local to you as well, or if it's something you can take online, then that's how you generate your lead. Then there's massive potential with that. Massive.
I'm definitely going to push it after once July comes around, then I reckon 4th of July everybody will be able to massage again and what have you. And once that day comes, I'm going to start, pushing it that way. I'm going to have to, because I'm only giving myself a chance at the end of the day. If it doesn't work, I haven't tried. At least I've tried.
Yeah, of course you have, and you know yourself as well, Scott, that like when you go to these running events, me and you have done numerous running events, and you see these massage tents, they're set up, so they're loosening people off before the run, and then they're massaging them after. There's a possibility as well.
Well, that's what I was doing. The problem with that is nobody wants to pay for that, Gino. but
Yeah.
you
Okay.
use it as an advertising tool.
Yeah. Okay.
Because there's a firm down in London. They were looking for somebody, and I went with them. They were really impressed with us. They said, "Oh, it's brilliant. We want you to come back on a regular basis or whatever." Which I went to a few. I think I maybe done 4 for them before everything shut down, and that's where I could get a lot of advertising done. There was Liverpool area. They had events. Tatton Park, which isn't too far away from where I am.
Yeah.
Manchester, there was a few there, Salford, so I could go there and do a bit of advertising, and they would do some advertising for us on the package that they would put together and send out in an email after the event, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, it's all marketing, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's all about getting it out there and getting your
yeah.
concepts out there. Definitely.
I know for certain. I mean, I've never been a businessman. I'll never be a proper businessman as long as I've got all, But I've got an idea about it now. Basically, if you just want to sit here and wait for things coming to you, you'll be sitting there a long, long time.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we spoke about this the other day, didn't we? About the law of attraction, and that some people think that the law of attraction means that you just sit there and imagine things and it just comes to you. But
Yeah,
I'm sorry, but that's not how it works. How it works is, as we discussed, is if you've got something at the front of your mind that you want to achieve, then things that will take you towards that will naturally stand out to you. Because as you know, your mind will just cut out 99% of what you see in a day. It just cuts it out, and that's how it works. I believe. I mean, who's to say I'm right? I could be wrong as well. But
yeah. You
I
just
think,
and at the end of the day, you might be right for you, and you might not be right for me. Everybody's different at the end of the day. But the fact of the matter is, it's all about motivation that comes down to it at the end of the day. If you want to sit here and wait, like I say, you'll wait a long time. But if you've got that little, just a tiny ounce of motivation to push you on to the first step, then the motivation comes to the second step and just keeps going.
yeah, definitely. I
Yeah.
listened to a guy called Les Brown. I don't know if you've ever heard of him.
No.
He's an American motivational speaker, and he always says if you're doing something for 8 hours a day that you don't like, it's not giving you what you want, it's not giving you what you need, then you owe it to yourself to start strategically trying to change that. Otherwise, you're doomed to spend your life doing something you don't really want to do
Yeah,
or that you
I got
don't
to that
enjoy.
stage, and that's why I thought I'll try something different. I thought I'm going to go to college. I thought I'll learn something and learn something that I can hopefully make some money off. If I don't, at least I've learned something at the end of the day. But step by step, I've helped myself out, and even if it's just a little part-time business that can supplement me with a part-time job, guaranteed 20 hours, for example, and
Yeah,
can do 10 hours massaging. That gives me a full-time wage anyway, Gino.
yeah, of course it does. Of course it does, mate. It's just all about what works for you and what makes you content, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
Makes you content in life. Speaking of running events as well, something flashed up on my Facebook the other day. Do you remember the Christmas pudding run that we did?
Yeah.
Jesus
Can you,
Christ, that was
can you remember how savage he was? I'm
that
going to do it
was
again this year, hopefully.
yeah. Let's do it. I'll do it with you. I'll do
Uh,
it with you.
it wasn't
Let's
a bad race. It was just brutal.
Oh, it was brutal. It was absolutely brutal. That hill, I still remember when I came around the corner and I could just see that hill in front of me, and I thought, oh my God,
Do you
what
know
is
how long that went
this?
on for?
It's like 3 or 4 miles into that
I
big
think
hill.
I had it down on my Strava as 4.5 mile as an incline.
Yeah,
The incline started when you started the race. And it was probably a mile and a half uphill before you got to that hill. So that was probably about 3 mile.
yeah. And then luckily the last bit of the race was kind of downhill, wasn't it? But by that point,
Uh,
my legs were just completely like jelly. I couldn't feel my legs.
I flew down the last 2 mile, but you had no choice because it was drastically downhill like that. But that was the biggest hill I'll ever run up.
Yeah, it was one of the biggest runs I've done on a race.
Yeah,
I've run up like Winter Hill, which is a big hill as well. But
yeah.
yeah, it was definitely the hardest race I've ever done.
If you can,
The
if you can finish that, you could. If you went and done that, for example, say you were training for a half marathon, and you went and done that. I think it was 7.5 miles, wasn't it?
yeah, it was, yeah.
And And if you hadn't done a half marathon before, as long as you've done that Christmas pudding race, you could bluff half marathon on the back of that, as long as half marathon was flat.
Easy, mate. No problem.
I couldn't believe what I was seeing. At the start of it, I thought, how the frig is this hill? And then I just started laughing halfway because I just thought, after a while, it was amusing because I just what was happening.
Yeah, it was hard. It was, and it worked that like it made you think that you'd done it because you got to the top of what you thought was the top, and you thought, oh, it's flattened out now. And then as soon as you got around the next corner, it was up again, and all that. Oh my god!
And that other one as well. We went till that 10 miler in Lytham, where you just couldn't run because the wind was that strong.
It was like, what was the wind that day? Was it 70 mile an hour?
60 mile an hour or something like that. You just couldn't run into it.
No, you couldn't. Well, the thing is that course was right down the seafront, wasn't it? So as you set off for the first 5 miles, because the wind was behind you, so I flew that first 5 miles. But then when you turned round and you was running back the other way, you just couldn't run into it. Yeah. And what made it even worse was because you was on the beach, the wind was just picking up all the sand and blowing it straight in your eyes. So
to be honest, they shouldn't do things. They should run things in that wind, and they would basically. It's all about the money, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, mate. That's definitely what it is.
If me and you would say, "Come on, we'll go on the Saturday before," it says, "We'll go up to Lytham on Sunday, and we'll run up and down the thing. We'll do 10 miles, for example." And you'd wake up on the Sunday morning and see that wind, and you just would not go.
No.
So it shouldn't have been on, but like I said, it's just boiled down to money.
Yeah, it was cold as well, though, wasn't it? Because was that in November or was it December? That run, that 10 miler, or was it early in the year? Was it February?
It was early in the year. It was either February or March.
Yeah, because the temperature was really cold as well. I remember that.
Mm.
I remember that.
I can remember sitting in the car. Just trying to get warm afterwards with the heater on full blast.
Yeah. I think it's every time you come to an event with me, something.
No, it's not. It's you. You're the bad one. Normally they're all right.
It must be me then. It must be me.
The only other problem I've ever had when I done that metric marathon at Chester, it was absolutely red hot, and I thought it would be because it was October the 2nd to run it, and I thought, it's not going to be. It was like nippy on the morning, but not freezing cold. And I thought, well, it's October. It'll be, I'll best put a base layer on. And then after 3 miles, I had to stop and take the base layer off because I was sweating that much. just lobbed it in somebody's garden. But apart from that, all the other ones have done have been all right. So it's you.
Into somebody's conifer.
That was basically about the size of it.
Oh, wow. Wow. Well, they've moved the Wigan Half Marathon's moved now to September, so they're doing it on the same day as the 10K. Which I'm not really happy about that because I like running the Wigan 10K. I like it. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. I think I'll still stick with the half marathon and just do that.
I done the other year. Last year. They done the half marathon and a 10 miler, and I done the 10 miler. And I'm pleased I didn't do the half marathon because that course is bad as well, isn't it? Once you get up by Hay Hall.
Yeah.
Have you done it?
No, I've not, but I've done other events that have been up near Hay Hall, and it's not pleasant.
No.
It starts off the half marathon. It goes the same route as the 10K.
Yeah.
So it goes down Woodhouse Lane, round the stadium.
Mm-hmm.
And then what it does is it goes up towards Hay Hall then. So as soon as I see Hay Hall on that, I know that's going to be going up through the plantations, and it's going to be tough. It's going to be a tough half marathon.
Yeah, I done the 10 miler, so it was only like obviously a little bit shorter, and that was all right because it was mainly in Wigan. That was it. But it's when was the last time I done a half marathon? Was it last March or April in London? And I've done virtually any. I've hardly done any running since.
All right, okay.
Now I've got the bug. You were on about new trainers before. My mother would say, "What do you want for your birthday?" And I sent her a link for a couple of pairs of trainers last night. And she bought us the dearer pair, and I says it was the cheaper ones I actually wanted. So I've ended up with both pairs now.
Hey, that's a good tactic, that, mate. It's a good tactic.
I wasn't planned that way either.
Well, they were on sale. They should have been 120 quid, but I paid 70 for them.
I've had them GT ones before. I used to have the GT 2004 and 5.
Yeah.
I would have had a pair of them tomorrow, but I actually looked for the GT 2000 ones, Gino, but reasonably priced. They didn't have my size.
Yeah, okay.
I always look for a special offer, me, you see, but like I said, they didn't have my size.
Yeah, because I once paid 120 quid for them. Even though they are a good trainer, I just wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
But I'm looking forward to getting out in them now and just wearing them in. Me and you can get out sometime this week if you want.
Have you got the girls on Saturday?
Friday. I've got them all weekend this weekend,
Right.
mate. So I pick them up Friday and they go back on Sunday.
What time? On Friday.
About 3 o'clock. So I'll be out Friday morning running if you want to do Friday morning.
If you can sort of plan something out, whereas you can do your bit first, so I'm not hindering you, then just meet up with me, maybe at the Dover Lock, for example.
Yeah.
And then I can go down the canal and either do that couch to 5K like I've been doing, or I'll just take it steady and you can motivate us.
Yeah, well, what I'll probably do then is I'll jog down to Dover Lock. I'll meet you there, and then I can do what we're doing together. And then what I'll probably do is when we've done what we're doing, I'll probably do like a mile and a half at good pace.
Yeah.
Because I'm due for a bit of a longer run on Friday morning anyway. So if I get out there and end up doing, I don't know, 7-8 miles or something like that, that'll do me perfectly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, even if you were to run up from your house to the Dover Lock, for example, Gino, that's about 2 miles on its own. And you could do a bit with me, and then do a bit, your speed work afterwards as well.
Yeah.
We'll sort somewhere out anyway, but definitely Friday morning, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely perfect.